House releases the transcripts are released earlier this year, right? Now Republicans want the tapes. They want the audio recordings of that. House Republicans now are threatening to hold the Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt for not releasing them. As a White House Chief of Staff, you know all about executive privilege, and you shocked me a moment ago when we were talking about this because as the Chief of Staff in the Trump administration, you are siding with President Biden here. Why?
100%. I get the politics of why the Republicans in the House are asking. Okay? I get the politics of why the White House released the transcript previously and the difficulty they've made for themselves now politically over being transparent before and not being transparent now. So that's the political battle. I'm talking about the institutional battle. If I'm the Chief of Staff, there is no way that I'm letting the president's transcript or the audio over to Congress. This is an issue of separation of powers between the executive branch and the legislative branch. I'm stunned that they let the transcript go already. And the fact that Chief of Staff allowed that to happen, probably lost a battle. But I'm going to the mat on this one to make sure that this audio never gets out.
But it's a criminal investigation, too, one. And two, for transparency purposes, they released the transcript, whether you can agree, we can agree or disagree. But the reality is the only reason they want the audio is for political partisanship. And the institution, DOJ, the White House, ought to be free from that. And we ought not be turning over audio or documents simply for political purposes that are going to be used against the institution or the president during an election year. It's just not appropriate for all those reasons.
The White House counsel says, quote, the absence of a legitimate need for audio recordings lays bare your likely goal to chop them up, distort them, and use them for partisan political purposes. To your point, I read that and I say, then why ever talk? Well, why ever speak? Just put everything out, paper statement.
I mean, for a couple of things. One, even putting the paper statement out there, Congress can argue, hey, we want to make sure that this transcript is completely accurate. We want the audio to make sure that this is everything it says. But also, you don't need to say it anymore. With AI, it is very easy to take those exact words and put a voice to them and make the president sound as feeble or inept or as unable as you'd like politically and put that out there as an ad. I'm not saying they should do that, but it's not very hard to do in the modern era.
They may be able to do that ad on social media, but I don't think they could do it on network or cable news.
I don't know, not if it's his words.
But philosophically, I think
do it if I were them.
Mick and I have strong disagreements, I think, over Article
That's
1
because
supremacy.
you were only in the Hill.
My instinct is
I would feel different if I'd only been in Congress.
My instinct is, really for the executive to be as transparent with the legislative as possible. But to his point, this is different. This is a law enforcement issue. This is a criminal investigation. And what the DOJ is saying, the opening to this segment was, who are you protecting? The president or the Attorney General? Now that you're protecting the process. That's the key here, because you got to go into this knowing that you want people to be as transparent and as honest as possible, and to agree to do these interviews.
In the White House tonight, someone is walking down to somebody else's office and said, I told you this was going to happen. When we released the transcript, I told you this was a mistake. Look what you've gotten us into.
Let's also be clear why the Republicans are doing this. They have struck out at every angle in trying to find some dirt on the president. Their witness was actually a double agent with foreign government, and now they're grasping at straws, and this is where they're going. And so there's no legitimate reason to have the audio tapes when you have the transcript. And to your point about verifying the accuracy, on that you could keep going conspiracy theory-wise into that, like maybe the audio tapes are not accurate. How do you know they're accurate? And so, like, I don't buy any of this argument.
Do you think they are trying to protect President Biden and or Attorney General Garland?
By they, you mean the assertion
the administration, the Biden administration.
Oh, of course they are. They have to. That's their principle.
That's the job.
That's the job. And of course. They, of course, want to protect the Attorney General from being held in contempt and the president from getting in further legal trouble. The thing that Republicans care about, especially on this, is the fact that there was talk in the investigation about the president seemed lost and confused and whether he was completely there. If you get the audio files and you're able to show that, like that's
a political excuse.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I am saying is that when you get that sound, that makes a difference. It brings it to life.
Yeah. So,
but they have that from her. One, they have that from her already, and releasing the transcript protects them now because they don't have to. They can't be accused of being uncooperative.
So thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.